Welcome everyone. Hopefully, I just arranged a new setup here and have a new microphone, and I am hoping that my new microphone setup is functioning properly. And there's no way for me to tell at this moment. So what I'm going to do before I get started is to see if I can bring up my channel. Beautiful day to you, Christina. Can you hear me? Please let me know if you can hear me. Okay? Please let me know. Okay, great. I have a new microphone set up, this cute little rose gold. I don't even know if I can show you. I got it for $28. Let's see, can you see it? It's so cute, but it's really small. And I got it for $28 off of Amazon, and was hoping that I can get it set up right. Okay, awesome. Christina, you were all kinds of good for my ego this morning. I feel like a technological genius and a podcasting wizard right now. Okay, so I woke up this morning. Thank you. I woke up this morning to about 3 inches of snow outside. So I was like, okay, let me don my boots and get out there and scrape all the snow off of my car. Then I came back in and I made myself a cup of yerba mate. And this is one of my mugs that I got from the secondhand store. I no longer buy brand new mugs. I buy them either, okay, if I get a brand new mug, it's going to be from an artisan, someone who's made a mug, or I buy them from the secondhand store. This mug, for some reason, this mug reminds me of Japanese pottery for some reason. Oh, I didn't know you were in Philly. You and I should connect one of these days. I'm only an hour, 20 minutes from Philly, hour, 15 minutes from Philly. Anyway, yeah, this has yerba mate, a little bit of raw sugar, and some maple syrup, sugar, and powdered goat's milk. I know the term goat's milk probably sounds disgusting, but actually it's not. Actually, goat's milk has a protein that's closest to human breast milk, so therefore it's more easily and readily digestible by the body. Now, I do also purchase like raw milk cheese, raw milk, super duper heavy cream from some of the local farms, and that's delicious too. So yeah. All right. So the other day I attempted to come on to read more from the Book of Tokens. And for some reason, my regular cell phone would always, okay, cool. You have a very intelligent mom. Christina said her mother used to give her goat's milk when she was a child. Yeah. My mother gave my youngest brother, he's 17 years younger than me, she gave him goat's milk as a baby because he couldn't digest anything else. And when my youngest was born, the youngest of four, I supplemented because it just was not producing enough breast milk. I supplemented with goat's milk. My oldest, oh my gosh, he was such a greedy little pudgy thing. He nursed and nursed and nursed, and then I had to supplement him with like a little bit of rice cereal in his milk. And at that time, my mom suggested that I use pet milk, that carnation milk in a can. I don't know why she didn't tell me about goat's milk back then, but pet's milk is what I used. I just watered it down very much. Okay, so I want to go ahead and get started on this reading. And it looks like this setup is working. I have everything set up on a bookshelf in my bedroom. I have to be in my bedroom because my crazy little Nala cat, and I'm sure you've probably seen her on Facebook, right, Christina? She's such a sweet fur baby, but she's vicious. I can't let her in my room right now because every time she comes in, she climbs up my bookcases and then goes into the window And I have plants there. I don't want them knocked down, so I have to keep her out. And when I'm doing a video, if I do it out in the living room, she will run around like a mad woman and run on my quote-unquote set. We can't have that. Okay, so where are we? We are on the High Priestess. Let's see if I can do this without knocking it over. We're on the High Priestess. And I'm using one of my old cell phones because my regular cell phone I was using, notifications would come in and knock me offline. We can't have that. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. We are in the Book of Tokens. So sorry. By Paul Foster Case, a meditation on the 22 major arcana, Gimel, the High Priestess. The meditation on Gimel. Thou hast seen, O Israel, how, for the sake of creation, the one life that I am seemeth to divide itself, becoming two. Of these two, I have made known to thee my superior nature, the crown of primal will, wherein I have my supreme abode. Hearken now, while I expound the mystery of mine inferior nature, which standeth in the tree of life, as the sephirah of wisdom, Chokhmah. Forget not that these two, though they be named superior and inferior, are in truth of equal rank. As it is written, that which is below is as that which is above, and that which is above is as that which is below. Be thou not led astray by their false doctrine, who ascribe to the inferior nature somewhat less of power and worth, that inhereth in the superior. Sorry, let me read that again. Be thou not led astray by their false doctrine, who ascribe to the inferior nature somewhat less of power and worth than in herewith in the superior. The two are as the pans of balance. Each hath its own peculiar quality. Each hath its appointed sphere of operation. One cometh not before the other, but together they exist from everlasting to everlasting. Mine inferior nature is the universal substance, the divine mirror, wherein I, who dwell at the heart of all things, am reflected to myself. To the uninstructed, therefore, who mistake the reflection for that which is reflected, my secondary nature seemeth to be more interior than the primal will. This error may be likened to the illusion which ariseth when one seeth a room reflected in a glass, and thinketh he seeth the room itself. For though what presenteth itself in the mirror of wisdom is internal, the medium of reflection hath its place in the without, in the realm of secondary and created things. As the substance whence all forms arise, the vehicle of my divine essence, mine inferior nature is to the superior, as is passive to action, as woman to man, as Eve to Adam. Yet to every light of emanation proceeding from it on the tree of life, doth this same wisdom stand as root and source. Hence, in the scripture is wisdom spoken of as a woman. And when it is said, wisdom hath built her a house. But elsewhere, to this same wisdom The wise assign the title Ab, the Father. Never is the heavenly wisdom known as Mother, for she is the virgin substance of all things, whose purity naught can defile. Remember now that I myself am the pure knowing, whence all manifestation ariseth. Recall to mind that my superior nature is the primal will, the eternal watcher, under whose regard the stream of creation floweth. The substance of the stream is the inferior nature, wherein I see innumerable images of myself. These be all things and creatures, great and small. Whatever existeth is as a ripple on the surface of the stream, but all are of the one substance. Thus, all share in the peculiar quality of the stream itself, which is the mirror of myself to myself, the root of all remembrance. Creation is the record of mine ever-changing manifestation. All things bear the imprint of the history of the universe. That's a powerful line. I want to share that one more time. Creation is the record of mine ever-changing manifestation. All things bear the imprint of the history of the universe. Nothing of mine activity escapeth this record. In it do men share, because they too are parts of the stream of mine inferior nature. Thus are they partakers in my perfect recollection, which is the source of all memories and the root of all the wisdom of mankind. I just want to share right quick, like when I read that, it reminds me of that center within us. I'm sure we've all heard the saying that we really truly have everything within us that we need, everything. The history of the universe is written in our cells, in our soul, in the molecules of our bodies. Genetic memory, memory from our ancestors, and memory from the creation of the universe. Okay, back to the reading. Let me get a little sip of yerba mate right quick. I hope you guys are enjoying this. All wisdom, therefore, is summed up in the knowledge of me. To gain this is the aim of all research, or I would interject in there, meditation, of all works, of all devotion. From knowledge of me cometh the lesser knowledge of the things which I have brought forth. Of no avail is this lesser knowledge, unless it be founded upon the knowledge of my superior and inferior natures. Welcome, sunshine. Hence it is written, remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, and thy days shall be long. To keep me in vivid remembrance is to unite thyself to the subtle principle of life eternal. That's sort of, and here I'm interjecting, taking a break, that reminds me of yoga, which is union. And what is yoga unionizing you with? Yourself, the divine self. Back to the reading. Mine inferior nature is the bond of union. Oh, there we go. This is my first time reading this, guys, with you. I think I might have read it 2 or 3 years ago. I can't remember how far into the book that I got, but anyway, I'll go back again. This is stanza 8. Mine inferior nature is the bond of union between myself and all created beings. Hence, it is likened to Gimel, the camel, which bringeth a man safe through desert waste from city to city. Again, it is likened to Gimel, because the camel beareth rich and costly merchandise. And again, for that the camel betokeneth travel and communication, being thus a symbol of change and of the flux and mingling of ideas borne upon the stream of memory. And just for reference, for those who may not be aware, each of the 22 major arcana have been, what's the word I'm looking for? Assigned a Hebrew letter. And so we are on the Hebrew letter, which is Gimel. It's Aleph, Beit, Dalet, Gimel. Wait a minute. Do I have that right? No. Aleph, Beit, Gimel, and then Dalet. There we go. Where was I? Okay. Happy is he. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on one second. Let's see. And again, for the camel betokeneth travel and communication, being thus a symbol of change, and of the flux and mingling of ideas borne upon the stream of memory. Happy is he who bestrideth this camel of mine inferior nature, which bringeth them who learn the secret of his mastery unto me, their Lord. A task most difficult and laborious is the conquest of the power of recollection. Strength and courage and patience must they have who would gain this victory. But these shall be as kings and princes in this world, okay, or as queens and princesses in this world, and even as gods in the world to come. I want to share that reading one more time uninterrupted. Please have patience with me, because this is really important, and this is something really to contemplate right here. Happy is he who bestrideth this camel of mine inferior nature, which bringeth them who learn the secret of his mastery unto me, their Lord. A task most difficult and laborious is the conquest of the power of recollection. Strength and courage and patience must they have who would gain this victory. But these shall be as kings and princes in this world, and even as gods in the world to come. And for us gals, these shall be as queens and princesses in this world, and even as goddesses in the world to come. So there, we have finished the reading on the Book of Tokens for the High Priestess. So if you don't have your own tarot deck, take a look at the High Priestess over here. Meditate on her symbolism. You can always Google or Bing or DuckDuckGo or, do a search engine. Get yourself a copy of the tarot deck. The 22 major arcana is the hero's journey, the fool's journey, the journey that brings you into that space where you're straddling that camel, going into your heart, going into the deep depths of meditation within your own soul, so that you and I and we all together can recollect, can remember who we are, what we are, why we're here, what is going on, what our purpose is. Sometimes our purpose is great and magnificent. Sometimes our purpose is lowly and wonderful. But I truly believe that the core within all of it, our purpose is to serve and love each other. First ourselves, and then each other. And that is our way of bringing heaven on earth, of manifesting heaven from the inside out. What is heaven? Nirvana. That space of, even though there's this magnificent storm outside, we have this peace and this joy and contentment within. And no, it doesn't mean that we're never going to experience pain and sorrow, and at times being downtrodden. But even as we go through that valley of the shadow of death, we will not fear evil, because we know who we are and what we are, and that this is just the experience that we have to deal with right now. You know, it's part of human nature. It's part of life on earth. And it's okay. It's okay. So I would just say, try not to be that person who feels like, you know, they have to uh, be constantly happy every single day, and everything has to be exactly perfect. And the measure of your spiritual walk is how perfectly things are in your life. Sometimes things are perfect. Sometimes things are less than perfect, if we want to use that terminology. Sometimes the sun is shining. Sometimes it's dark outside. It's not really dualism. It's one. It's just the oneness of life. And whatever you're going through, whether it's up or whether it's down, Gam Ze Ya'avor, which is Hebrew for this too shall pass. But what will never pass is that joy, unspeakable joy, that peace that surpasses all peace, that shalom. Because you know that deep down inside your soul, everything's going to be okay. I love you guys. Thank you for being here, and I hope that my new microphone did its job. I am the ultimate producer today. Anyway, you guys have a great day. I got to get going, and much love and great bliss. And until next time, see you later. See you soon. Peace. Thank you.